So dancing on film to me is a collaboration of artists coming together and making something great using their individual skills. Hi, my name is Destiny Holloway, or better known as Danny. Today I'm going to be talking to you about dancing on film.
Finally, it's happened to me right in front of my face. My feelings can't describe it. Finally, it's happened to me right in front of my face, and I just cannot hide it. Meeting Mr. Right.
So the reason that I chose to do my independent study based on dancing on film is because one of my favorite things about the arts is collaboration and just working with other artists. To me, that is my favorite part. It's the most beneficial part. It's the most learning part. And then the friendships pay off in the end. Of course, the performance is awesome and the feedback is amazing, but just being able to work and collab with other artists who do other things is awesome to me. So whenever I choreograph, I try to branch out and use other artists, whether that be musicians, dancers, obviously, but filmmakers, artists, like painting artists. Just I really love to collab, and I try to use some sort of collaboration in every piece that I do. And the second reason is I have always loved film. Since I understood what YouTube was and could pick up a camera and hold it, I have been making videos since I was very little. And I started getting into editing when I was in 6th grade, and I made a YouTube channel, and I have one now. So just I've always loved film and putting those two passions together. I also think that film is a great way to reach audiences that I might not typically be able to reach, whether that be older generations that can't get out and come see a production, or people who aren't really into dance, but they like film, and so they come across this, and then they get to see a combination of everything. So I think that film is a great way to reach a wider audience, and so I wanted to do my independent study on film. So in this piece, I worked with other artists, obviously dancers, and they were awesome to work with, and so understanding and open and just willing to conquer my vision, and that was awesome to work with them. But the artist who did the music for this is a local, smaller artist based in Seattle that I met over the summer, and I really loved his work and I really loved his music, and I was like, I want to choreograph something to this. And so just being able to just represent other artists within your work is just awesome to me. So specifically what my independent study is about, obviously dancing on film, but to get into the more nitty-gritty aspects of it. So this is essentially my senior research thrown into a video. Not thrown into, very well thought out and edited and planned, but put into a video that a dancer might not be able, that if you weren't a dancer, you might be able to relate to this. And if you don't really get like, oh, wow, that piece was so deep, this is a more of a blunter way of putting it in somebody's face, is my thought process. So I have been studying club dancing for the past year, I would like to say. Yeah, for the past year. I've been studying it, I've been researching it, I've been taking part in it. I have just really been engulfing myself in the club-like atmosphere and studying and watching and observing and talking to and witnessing and interviewing and doing all of this awesome stuff for the past year. And so this film particularly is about using club dancing in an educational setting. So at the end of this, you will be able to see the video that I put together of my piece using film. And that entire process and thought process was because of club dancing. My piece was precisely thought out and interpreted by people at the club and by the club dancing atmosphere and culture. So the music was very much EDM-ish, which is my preferred type of club, so I took that and used that. And my costumes were skirts and tank tops because that's what girls wear to the club. I actually wanted to get a little bit more a little bit more racy with it, but I had to respect my artists and dancers, and if they weren't comfortable with that, I wasn't going to push that envelope. There was a lot of pelvic movement, specifically because that's what you use in the club. You are up against somebody dancing, grinding. If you are not, that's cool too, but a lot of the movement comes from your pelvic area, and so I really wanted to highlight that aspect of it. This piece was very much inspired by the club. All of the movement phrases, all of the gestures, the smiling, the not smiling, the laughing, the hyping up each other, that was all inspired by the club. And I couldn't have done it without going to a club and witnessing and taking part in that. So. This originally, it's not really it now, but originally this piece was based off of a friendship of mine, and we spent a lot of time going out together. And our friendship ended kind of abruptly, and I decided to look at our friendship for what it was instead of looking at the negative aspects of it. And when we did go out and when we were together, we had a great time. And so this piece is kind of just the good of that friendship. For a majority of the part of the piece, I don't want to ruin the end for you, but a majority of the piece is just having a great time and the club-like atmosphere and the feelings that I felt and the people that I met and the experiences that I had with my best friend. That is what this is about. What's with the poem? So, yes, I said that this is all about a good time and a great time and having those awesome friendships and stuff. And you asked why I was so mad at the beginning. Because originally, like I said, that's what this piece was about, and that still is. Like, the movement phrases are very much about that, and the attitude of the piece is very, very much about that. However, I was also, at the time that I was choreographing this, I don't even know if I want to say a relationship, but I had a thing with a person, and it ended abruptly, just like it started. It really took a toll on me. Unlike a lot of things, my feelings don't really get hurt, but the fact of the matter is my feelings were hurt. And I was in the middle of creating this piece about this person who also hurt my feelings. And I just thought that, yes, this is a great time, and we had a great time together. And that's even with this other person. So this piece is actually about two people. Both of those people I had a great time with, and I don't think that I would change it, but it hurt when it ended, and I don't feel like I would be true to my art and myself if I didn't acknowledge that pain. I hate the ocean because of you. I hate the ocean and sunsets, FaceTime, pizza, jean jackets, time differences, and green. I really, really hate green because of you. $2,800. 2,081 miles. I wasn't worth it. I've never been a fan of numbers. They ruin everything. Lavender's your favorite color. Lavender often represents beauty and femininity. It's known as the grown-up pink. Lavender encompasses such emotions and thought processes, such as imagination, creativity, and because of its association with springtime, it's also the color of new beginnings. And although new stages in life are often scary, unpredictable, and uncomfortable, ours happened suddenly and wildly, just like it ended. But I'm glad we met. I'm glad we did life together. I, you, us, we were Lavender together for just a moment. And although just a moment, I wouldn't trade it for another lifetime.